Meir and Chaim Gamliel have a machlokes whether he can be motzi, whether he can be machnes only one zug or even two. Now here I'm going to need the amount of kindness in your 139. Okay. Says I was shocked at the time there in the Gemara. What exactly is the machlokes Rameir and Gamliel? So the Gemara says that Tzadik Baba Medalef, the fourth line from the top, Daddy Boy Seaman, will come back to the other deity soon. The Boy Seaman, eat the Tefillin on Shabbos, man's Tefillin, the Holy Alma Boy, Lava Boy Kavona, Boy Boy Kavona. If you hold Shabbos as man's Tefillin, and there were days, we don't ask it that way, of course, but there were days in the Gemara later on, here in Erevin and in Menuchas, you are Tanoim who holds Shkamer of Yehuda Shabbos as man's Tefillin. So if Shabbos was to be man's Tefillin, then the second bigger pair of Tefillin would be Boltshauser. Bismalai. And Bismalai says the Gemara, the boys say, "My East Figel on the Shabbos man's Tefillin, the Holy Alma loy lava boy Kavona loy lotzes boy Kavona." So you have a Boltshauser, because the Gemara here is assuming mitzvahs ain't as Kavona, and therefore you would be able Boltshauser, it's Bismalai. Now why did the machlokes Rameir and Gamliel? Because you hold Shabbos is loves man's Tefillin. Mamela, let's see the Rosh Nagamora. Tanakamas of loy boy Kavona. The Gamliel saw the lava shloim is malay boy Kavona. He's taking in the Tefillin. They shouldn't be mutal b'shus harav. They should not be mutal b'bezorim. That's why his master is limited to Rosh He's carrying. So there's a whole sukkah before he's carrying it malbush. Looks at it as a tachshit, malbush. That's possibly the heter. But what about the Boltshauser? So the Gemara says that the machlokes would be, since they both hold Shabbos loves man's Tefillin, Tanakamis of a boy Kavona, so the second pair is Boltshauser. The Gemara is going to right away and ask, some was the first pair. If you hold Shabbos loves man's Tefillin, and Lava loy boy Kavona, the Gemara is both upstream. But in the meantime, the Gemara is saying the reason why Rameir asked us to put on two pairs of Tefillin is because the second one is a Boltshauser. Tanakamis of Rameir. Tanakamis of a loy boy Kavona. Therefore, could be able Boltshauser. But Gamliel saw lava shleim is manai like the maskana of our Gemara and boy Kavona. So he's allowed to put on two pairs of Tefillin because he's not machav l'shem mitzvah, even though it's shleim is manai, but you're not able Boltshauser unless you have Kavona. So he's allowed to put on two pairs of Tefillin because mokam yesh b'rosh when yesh shnei Tefillin. So he's wearing it as if one wears a pair of Tefillin except he's wearing two. But he's not machav l'shem mitzvah. So therefore he's allowed to carry in on his body, on his shanyat, and on Shavuot, two pairs of Tefillin. Because he's carrying both of them b'mokum Tefillin. And since it's shleim is manai, he's not able to Boltshauser since he does not have Kabbalah, the Shem mitzvah. So Gamliel Saba, lava shleim is manai boy Kabbalah. Good. If they both hold Shabbos loves man's Tefillin, Yarchei Kallah, Zog Echad Nami Loi. At this point, the Gemara is holding that Bisman, Shloim Bisman, Lava, Boy Kavona, but he's not the Skam Lava. So he's able to Boltshauser. If Rameir holds after the Shloim Bisman, Boy Kavona, he's able to Kavona, then after the one is Boltshauser. But the Rosh gesagt, seine Kampf ist aber loy boy Kavona, sie selber Boltshauser. Sie should be allowed ba'oid. Hayoshem b'shmini b'sukkah yukeh. If you hold that you're able to Boltshauser, as a Rav Kavanah, Ramada hold that Yerushalayim is manly, the Gemara is holding. You're able to Boltshauser. So first of all, the Gemara asks Ramada after the one should be also. The big years of the option on the next kasha. The Gemara didn't have and it's bringing the same kasha as like my Yosef for the drama. But Oid Hayoshem Bishmini B'Sukkah Yukeh. So how do you Yosef Bishmini B'Sukkah, whatever that means, we're going to see there are 2 ways, possibly 3 ways of learning Pshat in this kasha. Should be listened about Taisa Deraisa. If Shleim is money, you're able to take it without Kavanah. I think I'm always saying Pshat is on the Gamma. So, Yosef Bishmini should get noticed. What are we talking about? What kind of Yosef Bishmini? It's a soil of Hutzlot. Is of them and Dua Goysa Machlekes. Now let's see the Rashi. Rashi in Elohim does not, if I Yosef Bishmini, Rashi says nothing. Just a minute. Shloim l'Shem Mitzvah. Exactly. It has to go Shloim l'Shem Mitzvah. L'Shem Mitzvah. And the Makshir is it the Yoiva, according to the Maskoni of Yoiva. Rashi says nothing. Except Shloim l'Shem Mitzvah. But what's the tziyah of the Gemara's Kasha? Are we talking to somebody who is staying in the Sukkah Shmini Atzeres and Eretz Yisroel because it's cool? He's not Machav Mitzvah, but it's Eretz Yisroel. Or are we talking the Nidan of Hutzlov that's based on Yasvinam, where we sit in Sukkah, we don't make a blocha. See them and make them in many ways, but the Gemara Zoklach, based on Yasvinam. See them out in this case of Epis. Okay. We're not discussing that. Now let's look at the Rashi, Rabbi Yisrael. Hayoshem Bishmini B'Sukkah Yukeh, the Moisef Shmini Alashvi. Because if the Tanakama holds, you're able to tell you that the Yerushalayim is manly. After without Kavanah, so Hayoshem Bishmini B'Sukkah Yukeh, the Moisef Shmini Alashvi. Banan Meisef Yasminan Bishmini Sofek Shvi. So Kashi Befehle verteidigt die Gemara's Kasha Anan and Chutzlovets Meisem Yasminan Bishmini Sofek Shvi, meaning in what? In Chutzlovets, when Shmini Atzeres is to be considered the Gabi Sukkah, the Gabi Meisem Yasminan, a spake of the Yema of Shvi. And we said L'Chatzilah. In Elo of Rashi, Shleib is Manoi, B'leib Kavanah, L'Haftaif B'Sukkah. Well, how is Shalina? The video, let me come from the mitzvah sukkah. Now, Rashi, that the Gemara is proving that why do we sit in the sukkah chutzlavets, meisach yasminan, l'chatfilah, because since it is fake of the yayma, we're not l'chav l'shem mitzvah, only if it is shvi. But if it's not shvi, we mean to sit in the sukkah, l'shem mitzvah. That's how Rashi touches off. There's an implicit t'nai in our sitting in the sukkah. I'm using the word implicit for good reason. That's not, but just a minute. But the reason why we're able to sit in the sukkah in Shmini Atzeres and Chutzlovets is because the whole sitting is based on the assumption maybe it's shvi. If it's shvi, we know expected the yayman to the Marazeh. So we're sitting in the sukkah. Because on that's something that may be shvi. But if it's truly shmini, then we don't mean to sit the Shem Mitzvah. So it's like Shleim is manly without Kavanah, you're not able. So there's more proof to Hayoshem Bishmini B'Sukkah that Shleim is manly. You have to know to be able. You have to have Kavanah lava. You have to do the Shem Mitzvah. You have to make thyself of the Shem Mitzvah. But if you sit in Lomashov, if somebody has would sit in Sukkah L'Shem Mitzvah. He's an Amorat, he's sitting in Sukkah L'Shem Mitzvah. He's never allowed to take him. According to this day, it's Maskana Tagamora, that he Yerushalayim is money, if you have Kavanah Lava, you're able. So why do we in Chutzlovets sit in Sukkah Shmini Atzeres? Because we sit there on the assumption that it's only, perhaps it's shvi, so we mean it should be shvi. It should be Yeshiva Sukkah B'Shvi. It's on the assumption that we pretend that it's Shana Rabbah. But if it's Be'emes, Shmini as it is, no, we're not going to say to be a day. So we sit in Sukkah and Shmini Atzeres and the Tzad perhaps that it's free. But if it's Shmini, we're not going to have the Shem Mitzvah. Just a minute. Now Rashi is not typing up optionality. Hold on a second. Yes, you're always asking, it should be more than it should be more than even if you give us the question is why? Of course the Gemara's assumption is not. Of course. Elamiyata, you should get Malchus. Elamai, so why talk it? You should, if your whole Shaleb is Manly, you're able without Kavanah, then how are you allowed to sit the Sukkah Shmini Atzeres? Would you please allow me to continue? We'll soon see that the Rashi does not learn like Rashi. You still have thought of the Rashi. That's plain pshat in the Rashi. Now, why Rashi in the Sefer Yisroel does not talk this out? That's not my purpose today. So the reaction to why Rashi in the Yisroel doesn't talk out the Rashi this way. But Rashi there who the Fetish does. I want to go into a different Indian here at the Boltshauser. But that's how Rashi there will raise the Gemara's Kash. If you're going to say that your life is Malay, your life is without Kavanah, so how do you sit in Sukkah Shmini Atzeres? Elamai, you need Kavanah. If you need Kavanah, so we understand why you sit in Sukkah Shmini Atzeres. Because you're sitting in Sukkah only on the assumption that it's possible, that it's perhaps me. But if it's Shmini, I'm not miscomplish a mitzvah. That's Rashi's point. You're not miscomplish a mitzvah. That's our sitting in Sukkah Shmini Atzeres. In Chutz La'aretz, I said before, implicit in that sitting is the attitude that I'm only sitting there with Shem Mitzvah if it's me. But if it's Shmini, I don't make the sit with Shem Mitzvah. I'm sitting just to enjoy my Suda and be protected. The shadow of the study shouldn't bother me. Is of the Kasha good. So Rashi learned that way. And from this the Gemara proves that you like this Malay to be over, you'll need Kavanah. Not like the Gemara wrote Kavanah. In the Tanakh. The Gemara in the Tanakh held that Kamei holds Shalei is Malay to always over about Taisa village without Kavanah. So the Gemara asked two kashis. First of all, the wise man looking with them. And secondly, what do you do? I guess you're between the Sukkah. Now, if the Gemara's kash is based on our base of Yasvinan in Shmini Atzeres, because every Shmini Atzeres is fake at the Yoma of Shaharabah, every Shmini Atzeres in Chutz La'aretz, if we're not fake at the Yoma, so how come the Gemara didn't ask from every steak at the Yoma? How do you eat matzah the second night? With the rice it's not Tezvov. The Torah says, "Bay of Tezvov matzah is to be done on Tezvov Nisan." The second Seder that we cover is Tezayin Nisan. It's Leibit Mana, true. But it's not Tezvov Nisan anymore. Not the night that the Wisdom said to eat matzah. So why are we laying on the Shenish Goliath? But the guy says it's Tezayin Nisan, and we're Baki B'Kviyah Diyacha. Never then, we're not going to say to B'Yadenu that the Gemara says in Be'er that you're afraid to be laying on the Shenish Goliath, there are Mishnahs, there are Prices, you're afraid to be. But it's all this is not a Deraisa. Can't be a Deraisa. When was it a snake at the Deraisa? When they were Makadish al Tiviyah. And the angel didn't reach those places in the Chutz La'aretz to be Ma'idiyah them. When Bezdin was Makadish the Chodesh, so a Bezdin arrived in the place in the Chutz La'aretz, and not Bezdin, the angel arrived in the place in the Chutz La'aretz where they didn't get to certain places. Those places they got to in Yisroel when didn't have any stake of the Yoma. But in the Chutz La'aretz, to the help of any place, even in Yisroel, if the angel didn't get there to be Ma'idiyah them when Bezdin was Makadish the Chodesh, so they had a stake of the Yoma. So one can say that was man when they were Makadish al Tiviyah, and the Edom, the Shluchim, not the Edom, the Shluchim went out, were Ma'idiyah.